Good morning, students. Today we will start with our new chapter, that is lesson number 14, comparing quantities. Don't go by the name of the chapter, because this is about the ratio that we have learnt last year. And a ratio is the comparison. That's the reason it is a comparison of values, right? Ratio. That's the reason this chapter name is comparing quantities. Now we know that so far we have learned the comparison between two quantities in the form of subtraction. Okay, like if I have four chocolates, you have two chocolates. So if I need to compare the number of chocolates that I have and you have, then I have to say that 4 minus 2, that you have two, I have two chocolates more than you. That is the comparison. Now here a ratio is a comparison in the form of division. Okay, now let's see the ratio. Ratios are comparisons made by two sets of numbers. Okay, it can be more than that also at times, but let's see the example over here. There are 8 girls and 7 boys in the class. So suppose if I need to find a ratio of girls to boys, number of girls to number of boys, the ratio is 8:7. Now here what is important is to write the order. If the number of girls, the ratio is asked like find the ratio of number of girls to number of boys, you have to write number of girls first and then you can write the number of boys, and the ratio is called as 8:7. It is read as 8:7. We use ratios every day. Okay, we use ratios every day. See here, there are few examples of our day-to-day activities. First is miles per hour. Suppose the picture is given here and the example is 80 miles in 1 hour. Okay, so 80 miles covered in 1 hour. The ratio is 80:1, that is 80 miles per hour. Similarly, the cost of items per pound or gallon, hourly rate to pay. Okay, these are the few examples where we use ratios. Right? You can find out in your compost box also the ratio of number of pencils to the number of pens. Okay, you can find the ratio of your number of notebooks to number of books. Everything, see your shirts and pants, number of shirts to number of pants. Right? So there are many things where you can use this ratio. Now, how to write the ratio, that we will see. We have seen just now the ratio is 8 boys to 7, 8 girls to 7 boys, and the real life examples also. Now let's see how to write and read the ratio. Okay, the first is write the ratio using the word 2 between the two numbers. Okay, let's see this example. The ratio we have to write is 8 girls to 5 boys. Okay, now in the ratio we will not write girls and boys, because in problem it is mentioned that we have to write the ratio of number of girls to number of boys. So ultimately it should be 8 to 5. Only numbers we are going to consider, or we can say that 8:5. Now, the second example, we have to write the ratio of the number of apples into number of oranges. There are 3 apples and 4 oranges. So while writing it, we are writing 3 apples to 4 oranges, and this is the ratio form where we are using colon, that is 3:4. Always remember, children, in ratio the writing order is very important, and ratio does not have any unit. Okay, writing the order, because here the ratio we are writing is 3 apples to 4 oranges. Okay, the order should be followed as 3:4 only. Okay, all of you, thank you. Now we will see how to write a ratio as a fraction. Okay, now here there is one example of basketball. Okay, one person, Brandon, scores 5 baskets and Hunter scored 6 baskets. And you are required to write the ratio of how many baskets they scored. Now here, when you write 6 basket to 5 basket, the ratio is 6 is to 5. Here, the only number 6 is called as antecedent that you have learnt last year, and 5 is called predecessor. 6 is called antecedent, that is the first term of ratio, and 5 is called predecessor. Now, when you are writing the ratio in a fraction form, you always write as antecedent upon predecessor, right? That is 6 upon 5. Vice versa, if you need to write the fraction in ratio form, it should be always numerator each to denominator. Now let's see a few problems over here. We are required to write the ratio of 13 boys and 17 girls in 6th grade. Okay, in words we will write 13 to 17. In ratio form using colon we will write 13 is to 17. Right, 13 is called antecedent, 17 is called predecessor. Right, now while writing in a fraction form, it is antecedent upon predecessor, that is 13 upon 17. Few more problems. The Panthers played 15 games this season. They won 13 games. Okay, and 2 games they lost. Right. The ratio is required of the games won to games played. Remember this order. We have to write the ratio of games won to games played. So the first is how many games they won? They won 13 out of 15. So first antecedent will be 13. The order is 13 is to 15. Right. Now, what is the fraction form? 13 upon 15, that is antecedent upon predecessor. Similarly, here games lost to games won. The different example. The games lost is 5. The games won 7. So the ratio is 5 is to 7. And in fraction form it is 5 upon